Back in 2007, I caught an after-school special on Discovery Channel about what else? The future, 2057. Last week we watched part 1, and I exposed which predictions are on pace to happen in the next 33 years. We answered some questions, but I still have some more for Discovery Channel's 2057 predictions, like who will win the cybersecurity war now that we have AI, and how much more connected can we get, and how much longer do I have to wait for a freaking robot butler? So in this video, we'll watch part 2 and follow the lives of an average family living in 2057. When a claim is made, I'll give you a quick update backed by my research on where this technology has advanced to today, and all sources will be listed in the description below. So grab some popcorn, let's go.
It all starts now with the city.
In 2057, you will live in a fully wired world. Information will flood the urban landscape. Buildings, cars, streets, and...
Yo, that is literally the car from iRobot. Y'all have seen iRobot, I know you have. That's that crazy Audi from iRobot, no doubt.
Your clothing will exchange data around the clock. And holographic companions that are only a dream today could make city streets safer.
Hey, I'll race you to the hot dog stand. Go!
This 3D dolphin is just one example of how smaller, smarter computer chips may merge utility with entertainment.
Now that's really cool. That is really cool. So I'm assuming these dolphins not only interact with their associated owner or whatever you want to call it, their human companion, but they also interact with each other, which means easier data sharing. If you want to like send music to somebody, you don't have to bump phones anymore. That would be amazing. And honestly, not a lot of people are even at the bumping phone stage. So sharing data like that would be amazing.
The usual, please.
Sure, Paul. Part Playmate and part GPS device, it could guide kids home from anywhere in the city.
So cool, so necessary. Let's go.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. You're home early. How was school?
Fine, thanks, Mom.
I'll see you tomorrow, honey.
Bye, see you tomorrow.
And don't spend all your time playing with that silly Holo-Tech.
I won't, Mom.
It's not silly, it's cool.
Paul's grandfather was born at the dawn of the internet, and he's been writing computer code ever since. But after his latest project sparked a fight with his daughter, he's leaving.
Uh-oh.
Packing, not unpacking, you idiot.
Family drama.
I need the blowtorch.
Hi, Gramps.
Hi.
Why don't you get the pile of junk and upgrade?
This thing's so old.
Damn, Paul. Like, this thing is super cool, but I guess they're so advanced that this thing is a piece of junk, but man, I'd be stoked to have one of these in my house right now, I'll tell you that.
It's got no online connection. I can't get any upgrades anyway. It's probably time to trash it.
Here you go.
Oh,
Please, Grandpa, not again.
sorry. This time I'm going for good. I'm a bad influence, and I'm irresponsible. She happens to catch me putting the finishing touches to your new friend. You know what she says about that?
How far have you got with it?
It's finished. It's on your desk.
Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. The Holo-Tech in this is amazing. I cannot wait for Holo-Tech. Like, I know it's a little outdated to have like a "you've got mail" image or notification, something like that, but like, damn, that is cool. Imagine. That's really cool.
Wow,
Hello, Paul.
you can talk.
Yes,
Well, come on, show me a few moves.
with pleasure.
These 3D images are more than just playmates. We will interact with them in hundreds of different ways through medicine, advertisements, video games. Today's TV and computer monitors will seem as ancient to our grandchildren as the horse and buggy.
I believe that.
In the future, these 3D images will no longer be confined to a traditional PC screen. Instead, they will leap out. They will jump. They will play. They will fly and float. We will
How?
interact with them 24 hours a day. But how close are we to that now?
What will it
Good
take
question.
to project an image into thin air, like Paul's shark? researchers at the University of California have invented the first step. Fog screen.
Yo.
A screen of water droplets so tiny you can't even feel them.
So it's weird that you can't even feel them, because this is literally what I imagine when I think of being at an amusement park in the middle of the summer and I'm dying, like it's so freaking hot, and they have those misters that come down, you run through them and you feel like you're 6 years old again. It literally looks like that. So to have him with his hand out, allegedly touching it and not feeling anything, that is the future. That is pretty cool.
The key is a special infrared tracking device the user wears on his head.
Okay, we can go ahead and start now.
A computer controls an image projected on the fog screen. The computer is also linked to the tracking device.
Okay.
When you move, the computer signals the image to move in response. And the shark seems to follow every move you make.
Now that's fire. Disney and Universal Studios have been using holograms in their rides and shows for a while now. But as Holo-Tech advances, you'll be seeing them in a lot more places than just the Magic Kingdom. You'll already find MBA students being taught by a 3D professor at the University of Texas, and Germany's Circus Roncalli has replaced live animals with holograms, creating unique experiences that you won't feel guilty about on the drive home. In Las Vegas, you can catch a live concert starring the late Whitney Houston's hologram, which kind of blows my mind. And she's not the only one. Tupac, Michael Jackson, even ABBA scanned in and sent their holos off on tour. It makes me question the future of concerts in general, especially since they haven't exactly been the safest experiences lately. But all of those examples are stationary events. What about Paul's GPS holo? VividQ, a British startup, is developing Holo-Tech that will transform our everyday carry items into futuristic holos. I'm talking smart glasses, holo phones, heads-up displays, basically anywhere they can integrate their patented real-time holo software. So by 2057, I'm thinking we'll have something like Paul's Shark for sure. Speaking of, what's he getting into?
Hey, I got it!
Can you imagine having advertisements just floating past your window at all hours of the day and night? Like, realistically, I'm not looking forward to that. I know there's been a lot of interpretation with how the future of marketing and advertisements are going to go. We've seen examples in like Black Mirror, for example, where you couldn't look away. It was just in your field of vision, right? This is not as hardcore as that is, but being completely surrounded by advertisements in the physical realm, I don't know. I'm not loving the idea of that.
One thing that won't change in the future. Kids will still push their curiosity to the limit.
You can bet. 100%.
Man, how come it always works for Grandpa?
Let me out of here, Paul. Please.
Oh, I know.
Please, Paul. Hey, buddy. What's up?
I think this is how he does it.
Paul is determined to see if he can set his new toy loose in three-dimensional advertisements projected all over the city.
Come on, Paul. Now that's wild. I love the sound of that, because imagine even attempting to do crime at that point would be senseless, because you're going to get blasted immediately. Like, all of the support is coming to this location right now. So I guess my whole prediction of crime being irrelevant from the last video is completely kaput. However, I did mention violent crime, and this is just curiosity, realistically. So, you know, it's up to you whether you give me that or not.
Cool. I'm in.
The city is a giant internet where everyone and everything is always online. Everything needed to run the city, police and fire services, power plants, hospitals, is controlled from one central point.
That sounds like a hacker's paradise. So all you have to do is get to that one point and it's over for society? That's wild.
The house of the future will be part of the same system, wired wall to wall. As soon as you come home, it automatically adjusts lights and temperature to your preferences.
Nice. I love that.
Walls, furniture, and appliances all have cameras and microphones that respond to visual and verbal commands.
And hopefully a way better UI, just saying.
With a word, your favorite program appears on television. When you select a recipe, the fridge checks itself for ingredients and orders missing items from the supermarket.
Smart homes are about to get a whole lot smarter. Imagine a home where your lights and temperature adjust automatically based on your habits and the time of day. Or AI smoke alarms that can alert you at the earliest hint of danger before it can spread. But your home's AI won't stop at security and basic comfort. It'll learn from you, optimize energy usage, assist you in everyday chores like suggesting recipes based on your cooking habits, and turn your home into a personal haven of efficiency and convenience. Innovation isn't without its challenges. Privacy, security risks, and the need for continuous updates will need to be addressed for fully connected homes. Luckily, the industry is leaning towards stronger encryption, increased transparency, and giving you more control of your data so you can rest easy. Looking ahead to the rise of AI agents, your home will not only understand you but anticipate your every need, creating a living space that's more intuitive, automated, accessible, and seamlessly integrated. We already have smart fridges that can sense food levels, but true interconnectedness is still pretty far out. The next 33 years, I'm not so sure.
But you know, all of this comes with a warning. As we become more dependent on technology, just remember, even in the future, computers can crash, technology can fail.
Facts, 100%.
Because the urban...
Like, that's what I'm most worried about. The more connected we become, the more vulnerable we are to attacks. Like, that's just common sense.
...is so intricately wired, it's also highly vulnerable.
Hey, how is it up there?
So when a teenager borrowed his grandfather's old laptop to hack a shark into the city's holographic billboards, he didn't realize he was accidentally releasing a virus lurking in the obsolete computer.
Oh, brutal.
This modern city no longer has defenses against such an ancient enemy. It's not just computers that are affected. The whole city network begins to crash.
Hold on. Okay, the question is, how ancient can the tech be if Paul's grandfather is still alive? And Asimo, his robot companion, I mean, he was created in the 2000s, I believe. So realistically, how ancient is this tech? I wouldn't call it ancient. It's not ancient. It's just old.
In this digital world, the role of the police has widened enormously.
Georgina Gator.
In 2057, they will patrol a new beat, cyberspace.
That makes sense.
Train stopped moving 20 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago, this happened.
A traffic jam. Last time I saw something like that was 20 years ago.
I would love if the last time I sat in a traffic jam was 20 years ago. That would be amazing. Let's go.
I'm looking for the Senior Commissioner for Critical Infrastructures.
That's me, Georgina Gator. What can I do for you?
Data Security, CityCom. I would have called, but all our lines are crashing.
Makes
It's
sense.
a virus in the central CityCom system. Bring up the city on your display.
This thing is the problem?
Well, kind of. It's attached to a virus, which is scanning the entire city for displays and holograms for the shark to invade. There
Damn.
are millions of them, so it's clogging the whole network. We don't know who the hacker is, but we know how he got in.
How?
He got access via the internal system of the police department. But how is that possible?
Yo! Oh, you're
In
done.
the name of Georgina Gator.
You are done.
Well, left anything else? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Come on, Asimov. Let's go.
Paul's grandfather is ready to leave with his robot. It's been with him since before Paul was born.
Okay.
Right, that's that ancient tech they were talking about. Ancient.
The rust bucket can stay. Let's take it to the junkyard when it starts to get in your nerves, okay?
Come on, Pops. Be sweet.
For years, Hollywood has led us to believe that smart humanoid robots are just around the corner.
That's true.
Maybe it's time for a reality check. Today, after decades of hard work, robots can barely walk across the room without stumbling into the furniture. Being creative, making their own decisions, holding a conversation, these are beyond their capabilities.
They were nowhere near AI back in 2007. So realistically, I think the introduction of AI changes the time frame on all of the things Michio is talking about right now.
Now, committed scientists are not giving up. And in fact, they've made a breakthrough in terms of teaching robots how to learn.
In the future, you'll depend on robots to cook and clean. They'll even assist surgeons on the operating table. Although advances may be slow, one day you'll wonder how you ever got along without them.
Yeah, I believe that because that's just any advancements, right? Like any little change that makes your life easier. It only takes me personally like 3 days of using it to be like, I don't know how I ever did without it. Literally 72 hours. That's all it takes. Robot butlers are coming sooner than you think. This quick timeline will get you up to speed. The 80s and 90s laid the groundwork with basic locomotion and manipulation. It was an era of big dreams with the technology just catching up. Fast forward to the 2000s, and Honda's Asimo took the world by storm, showcasing walking, running, and stair navigation. Meanwhile, RoboCup kicked off robotics competitions, pushing boundaries even further. The 2010s brought sensory and motor enhancements, and robots began to perceive and interact with their environment like never before. Integration of AI in the 2020s propelled humanoid robots into daily life, from battling pandemics in hospitals to automating agriculture and much more. Today, they're slowly becoming part of our everyday lives, raising ethical questions, yet offering a glimpse into the future where robots could make us breakfast in the morning. Considering Pops' robot is basically Asimo, no, seriously, I'm pretty sure that's Asimo for real. I'll mark this as on pace.
Sweetie, put Gramps on the phone.
What's wrong?
Have you looked out the window today?
Mom,
Paul, sweetie, he's got to turn himself in.
He's got to.
Now get him on the phone.
Mom, he left because of your argument.
Huh?
Mom, hello?
Paul,
Dang. Nah, Paul messed up there. He should have told her straight out, like, hey, it wasn't Gramps. It wasn't Gramps straight up. Like, come on.
everybody, listen up. We're initiating a citywide search.
Don't you do it!
This is our man.
Wow.
His name is John Gator.
She's cold.
My father.
So cold. He's like,
Those old
this guy's like, I knew it. I knew you were bad news from the start.
school hackers. He once did 8 years in prison for hacking into the medical insurance database. He nearly wiped it out. Screen on.
Dang.
Screen on.
I have to hurry. I don't know how long the secure link will last. This virus is running on 50-year-old code. It has attacked the ancient base layer of the city's operating system. We've got our best people working on it, but I think we should prepare for the worst.
Screen off.
What's the worst?
Since the first virus was introduced in 1983, now we're flooded with 60,000 of them. And in 50 years' time, perhaps a computer virus can paralyze an entire city, disrupting food, water, electricity, and transportation, and collapsing the economy.
Damn it, Paul.
Now, there's always going to be criminals and malicious individuals, so we'll always have computer hackers. There's going to be a never-ending arms race to stop them.
In the future, we're going to need a lot more people to protect our infrastructure. We're going to need engineers. We're going to need people like me, researchers. It's always going to be an arms race. The good guys are going to figure out new and creative ways to use information technology for our economy and so forth. And the bad guys are always going to figure out ways to try and circumvent that technology.
100%. In a digital world teeming with unseen battles, the question is, who's winning the cybersecurity war? Hackers launch relentless attacks, targeting a third of organizations yearly, leaving a trail of uncertainty and vulnerability. I know you guys noticed that Meta outage March 5th. Despite Johnny Law ramping up vigilance, the struggle to fill the ranks with skilled hackers of impeccable morals is real. This rift is only made wider by the double-edged sword of emerging technologies like AI. The cyberfront is ever-evolving, demanding more than just technological solutions. So I can't mark this prediction as a pass. Instead, it's a call to arms. Which side are you on? I like Pops, so I'm on his side. Let's see if Paul ever caught up to him.
Across the city, data networks are collapsing.
Damn.
The entire city is shut down. We need to seal up all the...
Only a few key sectors still function, thanks to separate networks that keep them virus-free.
Well, at least they did that. I mean, a fully connected city, and then like, oh no, one little virus got in and it's all going...
Bring him into custody.
Police are using thousands of surveillance cameras to search for the hacker.
Mixture of satellite and terrestrial cameras, okay?
Okay, start with the outskirts.
And go.
And go? That's the equivalent of, for this! That is great. I love it. This man loves his job. Let's go.
Nations around the world are installing millions of surveillance cameras to protect their citizens. And Great Britain is leading the way with 4.2 million surveillance cameras that can photograph each citizen 300 times a day.
That's wild. That was back in 2007, so I wonder how many cameras they have now, you know? I guess maybe they didn't add new ones, but the ones they have, at least those millions of cameras, are way more advanced now than they were back in 2007. I can promise you that.
Now, that may sound excessive, but public acceptance rises every time they capture a terrorist or a child abductor.
Yeah, I believe that.
Now, these cameras have limitations. They can basically record, but they cannot identify. That's why computer scientists are now building the next generation of intelligent camera surveillance systems.
Facial recognition tech is already reshaping the future of security and surveillance. Advanced systems like FaceMe Security seamlessly integrate with video management systems, offering unprecedented access, control, and surveillance capabilities across industries. From safeguarding specialized machinery at Toyota to ensuring only certified personnel gain access, this technology is setting new benchmarks in security. Emerging trends push the envelope even further, from lie detection and age verification to contactless payments, all made possible by face recognition. On the road, it monitors driver alertedness, preventing accidents and personalizing your driving experience, making every drive safer. Even in the face of challenges like mask wearing, innovations ensure accuracy, maintaining security without compromise. As these technologies evolve, powered by AI, and integrating into existing systems, the possibilities are literally endless. So I'll mark this prediction at 100%. But how's that police surveillance in 2057 working out?
Bingo! Below Drive, Commissioner.
Bingo.
Where's he going? Can you make a prediction?
Yeah.
System program predicts. Destination is...
Oh!
Municipal Archives.
Paul and his grandfather hope the city archives will help them track down an ancient computer virus.
How?
Every detail of the city's history is stored here.
Oh, okay.
Computers have crashed. No kidding. What's going on?
I need the data.
No kidding. What's going on? She says to two random people who walked in here like, if anything, you should know. They don't know.
From the old city administration.
What data?
Do the original maps still exist?
Come with me.
How many CDs do you have containing music and video? Well, I hate to tell you this, but in the future, much of that information could become unreadable because your computer is obsolete.
We know that. We already know that. I'm literally using a Macintosh computer right now with 0 disk drive. And that's been a thing for a really long time. If you're like a PC user, you can still get lucky and get a disk drive, but a lot of laptops now are just like, nah, just kidding. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Now, if you think you have lots of important data, just think of the National Archives and libraries of the world. Now, there is a solution to the problem. Holographic crystals can store up to 200 DVDs worth of information for 1,000 years, either as digits or as microscopic images. This means that you could read the data even without a computer.
Now that's cool as hell. That is cool. Let's go. The way we store our digital memories and knowledge is evolving in ever incredible ways. At Microsoft Research, scientists are on a quest to revolutionize how we save our digital world using something that will not go on your laptop: holographic crystals. Imagine storing not just gigabytes, but terabytes of data on a crystal no bigger than a sugar cube with access times faster than a blink of an eye. Using the magic of light, this technology writes data in 3 dimensions, making room for unimaginable amounts of information. Gone are the days of bulky hard drives and rental cloud subscriptions. The future is crystal clear and compact, fitting the entire Library of Alexandria in the palm of your hand. This isn't just about storing more data. It's about unlocking new possibilities for learning, sharing, and preserving our digital legacy for generations to come. In the future, every memory, every piece of knowledge will be safely secured within a crystal. And since we've been doing this since 2015 already, I'm marking this prediction as 100%. Now let's see if Paul and Pops are going to get busted while I total up the final true prediction count.
There you are.
There it is.
I want to know when we're going to get those flat computers. Like, that was such a big thing, like 10, 15 years ago. Everyone was talking about, oh, these new flat computers and how cool would that be? And then like Microsoft Surface, like, why is there not a gigantic Microsoft Surface? And why is that not like what we do now in bars, restaurants, that type of thing? Especially if we're talking about reading a crystal where you slide it around as they're doing and look at the data on top. Like, that's all well and good, and we could put data on crystals, but without the technology to actually read it in real time, without sticking it into some drive somewhere, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that at all.
I know it.
Is that the main computer, Gramps?
Not quite, my boy, not quite. We'd never get in there, but this is the next best thing.
Dad, do you have any idea what you've done?
Yo.
I lose my job and you're going back to jail.
Straight up.
It was me. Gramps had nothing to do with it.
Well, you just stay out of it.
No, Mom, it's true. But Gramps can fix it.
We have to manipulate the main computer. Paul's identification data is still on it. I'm hoping to get access using a little detour.
You mean to tell me that a 13-year-old boy did this?
Well, he did use my technology.
Yeah, so this is the moment right here where she has to decide, am I going to be an upstanding police officer or am I going to protect my son? Because clearly she doesn't care about her dad. She was willing to literally throw him under the bus from the jump and already ratted him out. So Pops is kind of up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. However, I really do think that she's going to step up for her son in this moment. Let's see.
Okay, go. What do you want me to do?
Keep him here. Stall him.
How much time do you need?
20 minutes.
Go, go.
Where is he?
I don't know. Must have just missed him.
The entrance has to be around here somewhere. Here, that's it. It has to be.
How do you know?
It's locked.
That barely even looks like a door.
They
Nah,
found the city's
I'm seeing
old
it now.
communication headquarters. When the city built the new one, they closed this one down, but it's still connected to the central computer.
That's where he's going. It's close. Come on, let's go. Keep going.
Dang. Extension cords hanging from the ceiling and everything. This is authentic.
Now, if they can get direct access to the city's operating system, they can hack into the network, find the virus,
No.
and destroy it.
No, there's no way those computers actually turn on. There's just no way. But okay.
Okay, Paul, just let me do it.
Slash.
Okay, Cole, you're safe. I erased your identification data. Okay, now what?
You have to go to the inner core program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Paul.
Put your hands up in the air. Get away from the computer.
Asimo's there too.
If the electricity goes, that's it. Don't stop him. He's trying to save the power
Say it
grid.
one more time,
Doesn't
Tom.
he?
Get away
I'm
from the
the one who
computer.
messed
Don't
everything
try
up.
to protect him, son. It's too late. System.
Come here now.
Tom, this is my last warning.
Yo! They just let him slowly reach down. Whew! What was the point of busting in if you weren't gonna shoot anything? That's like, just saying. I'm glad you didn't, but still. There's a lot of drama.
I know you tried.
I don't get it, Georgie. It should have worked.
Hey, look over there.
Over where?
Release him. He's not our guy.
Dude, this guy's a real one.
Edward Gator.
I wasn't sure about him. I really wasn't sure about him because in the beginning he was giving mad judgmental looks to the mom, but he ended up coming through for the team, so we like this guy.
Get over here. No more sharks. Stick to dolphins.
Ha ha ha. All right. Pretty solid. Well, that's a wrap on the 2057 reaction series. The last episode was all about space travel, which is currently outside of the purview of this channel. Pop over to the community tab for a daily dose of endorphins. I'm posting picture quizzes, polls, deleted tweets, all kinds of stuff every day at noon. And if you're a reader, I just dropped a blog, and you can check that out at theworkfromhomebase.com. Subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss what I've got planned for you on Monday, and I hope you have the best week ever. I'll be seeing you later.